Assalamualaikum and good day, Dr. Zaifah. My name is Muhammad Najib Anas bin Abdul Rahman, batch number 273294. As a first presenter, I would like to introduce about this article. This article is about the profit priorities from the activity-based costing. From the sentence of the article, in recent years, companies have reduced their dependency on traditional accounting system by developing activity-based management system. Why? Because many managers view the ABC approach as a more accurate way of calculating product costs. ABC also has emerged as a tremendously useful guide to management action that can translate directly into the higher profit. ABC approach is broadly applicable across the spectrum of company function and not just in the factory. So, activity-based costing ABC is a powerful tool for the organization to have an accurate and effective cost for its product, avoiding cost distortion that may lead sustainable development and growth, which is mandatory to be competitive in the era of globalization and complex business environment. The next point of the article is the ABC analysis helps managers focus on their attention and energy on improving activities that will have the biggest impact of the bottom line. So the first point is the ABC as a guide to profitability. Why? Because the ABC system can be helpful to the management by furnishing data at the operational level of strategic level. ABC system also can encourage management to redesign the product for improving their quality. And the last is every system can change the system of evaluation of new process technology. So the next point of the article is financial management usually start a search for increased profit with the corporate income statement. So I will give you an example to explain to you about this sentence. The example is a company wants to increase its current at 8% return of sale to something closer to 12%. So as a manager, my project that with an expected sales growth of 6% a year, the company will achieve the target return in 5 years if it can hold expense growth to just 5% a year. Managing by legislative flat at the aggregate level of income statement and balance sheet also doesn't work. But when the managers look at the gross numbers and deem that the company will hold expense growth to 5% in the presence of 6% annual sales growth, so they assume that they can control the. Alright, for the last point of my article from about my part is ABC helps manager to understand precisely where to take action that will drive the profit. So the first point I want to highlight is ABC analysis enables the manager to slice into the business in many different ways. ABC also analysis eliminates exactly what activities are associated with the part of business. And the last is ABC analysis regulates activities to link to the generation of revenues and consumption of resources. So, by highlighting this relationship, ABC can help managers to understand precisely where to take action that will drive the profit for the company. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, this is Arifa. My name is Thong Hui Ling and my phone number is 270297. Now I would like to explain about the activity-based costing hierarchy. But before I explain about the activity-based costing hierarchy, I will discuss about the difference between traditional cost accounting system and activity-based costing system. Traditional cost accounting system use unit-based drivers such as direct labor hours and machine hours to allocate the indirect expenses and support activities to the products. Whereas activity-based costing system segregates the indirect expenses and support resources by activities. It then assigns those expenses based on the drivers of the activities. First, activity-based costing system use more costful than traditional cost system that often use a single plan-wide overhead pool or just one overhead pool per department. Then, when a company chooses to segregate the overhead cost through activity-based costing system, a hierarchy will be emerged. And then this kind of hierarchy will provide managers a structured way of thinking about the relationship between the activities and the resources that consume. At the below is the unit level activities. Unit level activities are performed each time a unit is produced. For example, energy to run processing equipment would be a unit level activities. But why manager needs to distinguish this kind of expenses such as direct labors, materials, machine costs, and energy which are consumed at unit level from the expenses of resources that used to process batches or to support a product or facility? This is because when the batches and the product level costs are divided by the number of units produced, the mistaken impression is that the costs are vary with the number of units, but the resources consumed by batches and product sustaining activity do not vary at the unit level. The quantity of resources consumed at batch level goes up as the number of batches, but not the number of units within the batches rises. Similarly to the product sustaining activity. Product sustaining activities depend on the number of different types of product, but not on how many units or batches are manufactured. Thus, batches level activities and product sustaining activities control the batches and product level expenses. Last is the facility sustaining activities. Facility sustaining costs are the cost of activities that manager cannot trace to individual products or service, but that supports the organization as a whole. As an example, heating and lighting. If a factory do not have light, how can the workers work at a dark place? That's why even this kind of expenses such as plant management, building and lighting, heating and lighting are not directly related to the production, but it still can assign to the product based on the activity-based costing system. Then, I will provide an example of a large equipment manufacturer with a machining shop to show that the important distinction in emphasize between traditional cost accounting system and activity-based costing analysis. This company use traditional standard cost system to allocate overhead costs to the product. There are three unit-based drivers, which are direct materials dollars, direct labor dollars, and machine hours as the overhead allocation basis. Underlying the cost system, there was an assumption that all the activities were performed at the unit level and vary with the materials dollars, direct labor dollars, or machine hours being consumed. But the manager confused them. Why their division keep winning the business, but they still lost the piece for product it could produce efficiently? Why was the facility uncompetitive when bidding for the complex, high-volume products it was optimally configured to produce and able to win bids only for simple, low-volume parts that make heavy demands on the factory's support resources? Therefore, after the company made an activity-based costing analysis, they found that 40% of the department support resources were not used to produce individual product units. Therefore, the company developed 5 new drivers, which are setup time, production run, materials movement, active part numbers maintenance, and facility management. The first 3, which are setup time, production runs, and materials movement, are related to how many batches were produced. And then the active parts number maintenance are related to the number of different types of product produced. And the last, facility management, are related to the facilities as a whole rather than to individual products. After using this activity-based costing system to allocate the overhead cost, they can estimate the cost of production more accurately. This information gives managers a completely different picture about the product's profitability. Therefore, the traditional cost system has failed to signal the widely different demands that individual products make on resources used to perform batches and product sustaining activities. That's all from me. Thank you.
Salam biru wana to our lecturer, Dr. Zarifah. I am Kok Chien, 271475. Next, I would like to continue the explanation for the article Profit Priorities from Activity-Based Costing, ABC, under the subtopic the ABC hierarchy. So from the previous explanation, we know that traditional costing system use bases like direct labor and machine hour to allocate overhead expenses, while ABC segregate overhead expenses by activities. In order to further explain the ABC hierarchy, author in the article used shaft, a drive shaft as an example. Let's say traditional costing had allocated $13.38 of overhead to every 100 unit shaft. When 8,000 units were produced, the allocated overhead cost would be $1,070. However, ABC signaled that production consumed about $1,700 of unit, batch, and product sustaining support resources. When comparing, ABC shows a higher expense where this urged management to review pricing, product mix, and also process improvement decision. Under ABC, unit product costs were $30.66. However, saying that this product costs $30 plus is less useful than saying production of shaft A103 consumed $2,453 worth of resources. ABC gives a more holistic analysis, while traditional costing system tends to direct managers' attention to unit level actions such as to increase price or to reduce prime costs. Some action might be beneficial, however, in many cases, it really doesn't. This is because industrial engineering over the last 40 years had already minimized the prime cost to the possible level. Therefore, it's hard for a business to reduce its prime cost anymore. Industrial engineering had begun to reduce costs from batch and product sustaining activity. It is estimated that it can constitute up to 50% of a facility's total cost. Examples activity are reduce setup times to have a better factory layout and material flow, which can reduce batch level expenses, a focused factory and advanced information and manufacturing technologies able to reduce batch and product related level expenses, product engineering able to reduce product sustaining expenses. In order for process improvement, ABC analysis help manager to reduce demands for resources by focusing on product line or to modify existing product mixes. For example, by eliminating or outsourcing the part that ran less than 100 machine hours per year, by replacing them with a high volume part, this able to keep direct labor and machine just as busy as well as consuming far fewer resources for batch and product sustaining activities. ABC hierarchy anticipate the effects of planned changes. Let's say a company plans to replace one expiring product with 300 new products per year for the next coming 5 years. The new product may take advantages of the largely fixed cost of owning and running the plant. However, ABC analysis showed that the batch and product sustaining operating expenses were soared as the production had increased from one product to 1,500 products. If the company insists to expand the product mix, then they need to initiate programs to reduce resources consumption at the batch and product level. ABC hierarchy shows that product-related activity do not impact facility level costs, where only unit, batch and product sustaining expenses were assigned to products. Facility level expenses are kept at the plant level and are not allocated to products. Facility sustaining expenses become part of another slice, such as geographic slice, where the company is managing several facilities in an area. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Khamsiah Binti Yusuf, metric number 273 So I'm going to proceed with the last part of this article. As we know, managers use ABC to analyze many aspects in their company operation. Usually, they use ABC analysis to compare the profit that they retrieve from their various customers, their brand, or perhaps product line, and so on. From the article, they take a snippy cereal as an example, which includes different packages, different flavors, and so on. So, take for example that if manager wants to do brand analysis, then manager can judge the brand's profitability by matching the revenue that they earn and expenses incurred in order to produce the product, such as advertising, promoting, and so on. Then this analysis can be continued beyond the brand level. For example, Snappy Cereal is one of the 6 brands in company's cereal product line. Of course, to produce this product, a lot of expenses will be incurred to produce this product. But all expenses for all cereal products cannot be allocated to individual brand. Means that to know the profitability of the cereal product, they need to consider every single expenses in product line, so that the profitability of the cereal product can be identified, can be recognized, and it's become more accurate. And for the next one is about from improvement to profit. From ABC analysis, the manager should take the appropriate action to make an improvement and of course to get or to increase their profit as well. There are 2 types of action that should be taken by the managers, and for the first one is they should reprice their product, and the second one is the most important, which is they can reduce the consumption of their resources. And for the first action, which is reprice their product, the manager should attempt to reprice their product in their company. For example, if a product need a lot of resources, and then they should raise the price of the product. Conversely, if they choose to make their product for more competitive levels in the market, and then they can lower the price. So the managers can choose either to lower the price or raise their price. The next action, which is the most important action that should be taken by the managers, which is reducing the consumption of their resources. There are 2 ways in order to decrease the number of time activities for same output. For example, in order to produce a product, they need 5 activities with 100 labors. Means that 100 labors will be incurred in these activities. So the manager should think the ways how to reduce the number of activities, maybe from 5 activities only 3 activities. So means perhaps from 100 labors they can use only 50 labors only. Means that they succeed to reduce the consumption of the resources about 15%. And the second way is they can also implement improvement continuous program. So the purpose of this program to enhance the quality of their machine. Maybe they can improve the factory layouts, or maybe they can also improve their labor skill, and so on. So if the manager succeed to reduce the consumption of the resources, of course, they can increase their profit, and waste in production can be avoided as well. And the next part is about reducing resources can boost profit. If they succeed, or the manager succeed to reduce the consumption of the resources, it is indisputable that they can gain a high profit. But how they can get a high profit? By reducing resources in the production. And fewer demanded of resources consumption, then the manager should choose either to reuse the freed up resources for additional output, or maybe they can just get rid of the freed up resources in the production. So if they choose to reuse the resources, of course, they means that they take advantage their output level can be increased, and of course, it can generate more revenue in production. Conversely, if they choose to get rid of the freed up resources, and then it will not increase their profit, but it will create the excess capacity in their production. ABC analysis is very important and useful to managers in order to take any action, or maybe they can use to change their strategy in production or in organization. So the manager should capture the benefit from the ABC analysis as well. As we know, ABC reveal unexpected profit and also loss in company operation. So the manager should use ABC as a guide. Maybe they can use to reprice their product, to alter their product, or perhaps they can use to improve their performance, and so on. In conclusion, ABC analysis is very, very important to an organization, especially to the managers, because it permits them to understand the sources of cost variability and any action that should be taken by them to reduce the consumption of the organizational resources. That's all. Thank you.